So in this short video, I'm going to show you how to find and use the retrieval-based tasks for your classroom booklet. So the first thing you want to do is go onto your Connected Falkirk iPad and locate the Connected Falkirk tiles. So the tiles are the little boxes that are on your screen, and every single Connected Falkirk iPad has Did You Learn Falk and Connected Falkirk tiles. If you cannot find them, easiest way to find them is to take one finger and drag down and then start to type in Connected Falkirk into the search bar. But if you can find that little icon, you just want to tap it. What this will do is it'll open the flow code for Connected Falkirk. What you want here is you can go and look at our Twitter and YouTube, etc. whenever you'd like, but we want to go to the website. So tap website. And once you're on here, you are an educator. So you want to go to the educator section. And then you want to go down to the option that says guides. Once you're here, you're looking for the retrieval practice blog, and that'll take you to this page. Now, it might look slightly different as I am changing things over the next wee while, but with all of these things that you can download, you can either go straight to them on Canva or you can download them within this page. Now, what we want is we want you to download this retrieval-based task for your classroom booklet. So you scroll down to worksheets, and then all we do here is at the bottom, there's a toolbar, and you can see there's the 17 pages there. We want to go along to the ellipses, so the 3 dots on the bottom right-hand side of that tile. You want to tap that, and then tap Download PDF File. So just to repeat that, going down to Worksheets, finding the retrieval-based tasks, the toolbar at the bottom, tap the 3 little dots, and then tap Download PDF File. Now what that's going to do is it's going to open it in another tab of Safari, but we want to actually save this onto our device. To do that, you want to go to the top right hand side. You'll see that there's 2 little pages, there's a plus symbol, but beside those, there's a little box with an arrow pointing up the way. You want to tap that box with the arrow pointing up the way, which is basically the share button. And then what you want to do is you want to scroll down until you see the option that says Save to Files, and there's a little kind of folder beside it. If you then tap that, that's going to open up where you can save things on your device, and it's up to you where you want to put it. At the moment, I'm just going to put it onto my iPad. So on the left-hand side under Locations, I'm just going to tap on my iPad, and then I'm going to basically rename this just by tapping that bit that says Retrieval Worksheets at the bottom. You can rename this whatever you want. I might just keep it as Retrieval Worksheets, to be honest. And once you've chosen where to save it and the name, you just want to tap the blue Save button on the top right-hand side. That'll then save it into your device. Now to find it, you want to go back to your home screen, and you can either drag down and search for Retrieval Worksheets, because that's what I named it, so it's nice and easy to find. Or you can go to your Files section, which is the little blue folder that's currently on my toolbar, but for you, you just want to find it elsewhere on your screen. So the Files section. Once I'm in here, I want to go to On My iPad on the left-hand side, just like I had before. And then I want to find and locate that retrieval-based task worksheet, which you can see here. For you, it'll be saved right at the top. When you tap into this, you'll basically have the whole worksheet down the left-hand side. You can see all the pages. I want to go and scroll down until I find something that I want to use with my class. So remember, for all of these, there are basic instructions underneath. And if you find one that you really like, you can tap it and it'll jump straight to the correct page for you. Now let's have a think about what one we want to try out at the moment. I think we're going to go for Take 5. Or Keyword Spotlight. Let's go with that. So we're on Keyword Spotlight at the moment. Now I want to share this with my pupils, and I don't want to upload the entire PDF document because that might confuse them to Teams or to Google Classroom. So all we're going to do is we are going to screenshot this page. Now to do that, you want to take one hand and you want to put your finger on the home button, so that button that you press to get back to your main page. And you want to take your other hand and you want to put it on the power button at the top of your iPad. You then want to press them both at the exact same time to take a screenshot. So do that just now. And if you've done it correctly, you should see this little tile appear on the bottom left-hand side. We want to tap that, and that's going to open this up. Now, at the moment, this looks a bit messy because I just want to give the pupils the sheet and I don't want to give them all that information around the outside, including how much battery my iPad has. So all you do here is you drag the corners down and along to crop. So I want to crop this so that it's just the page like that. And when I'm happy that I've cropped it in the way that I want, then I just tap done on the top left-hand side. And then I tap save to photos. Now I want to tap my home button and I want to go into my photos, and it should be my last one that was there, and find it. Now I can upload this as a photo to Teams, I can upload it to Google Classroom, or what I could do is I could just airdrop it to my pupils. This might be that I'm maybe going to use this as an extension task and one of my pupils is finished, so I want to just airdrop this to them, or maybe there's a table or a group of pupils in my class who want to do this. So I just tap on this, tap the share button again on the top left hand side this time, so that square with the arrow pointing up the way, and then I tap on airdrop. And then the pupil's device should come up and you just tap the pupil's device and that'll send it to them. They'll have to accept it and that'll send through, and then you just tap done. So that means the pupil will then have access to this. So let's imagine I'm the pupil now. So I've been sent this and I've opened it up in photos. Okay, so I've been sent this by my teacher, and in my photos now, I now have this keyword spotlight. As a pupil, I can then mark this up. Now, it's useful for you as a teacher to know how to mark this up because you might want to mark up things as well. So to mark something up in photos, you select it and then you tap edit on the top right hand side. This gives you lots of options that you don't really need to know how to use. The one we're looking for is the top right hand side. There should be a pencil, and if you tap that, it's going to open it up in markup. Now, along the bottom there is a toolbar. This toolbar can be collapsed if you drag it. You can tap it to open it again. You can also move it around your screen if you maybe are left-handed or you don't want it in the position that it's in. You can drag it to wherever you want. Now I'm going to choose a colour and I'm going to choose a pen. So I'm maybe going to write in pink, and I'm going to choose the pen and I'm going to choose the size of it. And as a pupil, I can then draw on this. So let's say that my word is ribosome that we've been focusing on this lesson. And then let's say writing a definition for it. So site of protein synthesis. Now I do have a stylus, which is making this easier for me to write. If your pupil does not have a stylus, they can still mark this up. To do that, they look at the toolbar at the bottom and then go to the plus symbol and then tap text, and that's going to insert a little text box. I can then drag that text box wherever I'd like on the screen. So let's see what other words are connected to the keyword, and then tap edit, and I can just use my keyboard. So cell, I could say proteins, I could say many other things for this, but I'm going to leave it at that at the moment. So it doesn't matter if they have a pen or not. Something else they can do is they can draw just using their finger. So draw or find a picture to illustrate this word. So I can just use my finger, tap my pen, and down on the left hand side I can now just draw my cell. Just using my finger like that, and that shows my ribosome. So this is nice and easy for pupils to mark up, to draw on top of, and you can do that with any of those retrieval-based tasks. When they're finished, they just want to tap done and then done again, and that's now saved in their photos with the exact same information that they put over the top of it. Now, as a teacher, that might be useful to you too, because it depends what retrieval-based worksheet you're using. It might be that you're using one of the worksheets that requires questions. So for example, you could be using the challenge grid. So for the challenge grid, it might be that I put questions on my slides, or I put it on the board what I want them to answer. But also what I could do is I could screenshot this and I could mark this up with the questions. So if I do the exact same thing again, screenshot, tap it, and then drag to crop, tap done, tap save to photos, and then go into my photos. When I'm in here, I can then tap edit, tap my little pencil, and now I can either type or I can write on top of this. So it might be that I zoom in and write that for this top question for 4 marks, I want them to describe fermentation. Apologies for my handwriting, and that was 4 marks. Maybe for the one below it for 3 points, I want them to give the products of fermentation in plants. And then what I can do is I can keep going and I can keep writing my questions. When I'm finished as the teacher, I tap done again, and again, I can then upload this by tapping the share button to Teams, to Google Classroom, or I can airdrop to my pupils. If I airdrop to them and they open it in their photos, they'll be presented with this. They can then go into edit, go into that little pencil. They could change their colour if they wanted to, so it looks different from mine, and they could start writing their answers. So I could put here as a pupil, carbon dioxide and ethanol. And then I could fill out this wee essay here as well. So that shows you how these are quite adaptable. They're really easy to use. As I said, they can be airdropped to pupils. You can use them straight away. With some of these tasks, they're ones that you might have to write on first to put in the questions, or you might have to provide a slide, as I said, that's on your screen that has those questions available. But a lot of these are ones that don't need anything added to them by the teacher. They can just be screenshot and then sent to the pupils right away. For example, the Cops and Robbers one, the Retrieval Relay Race one, plenary placemats, they can all be used straight away without the teacher having to add anything on the top of them. So they are now saved in your file section for you to find whenever you want on your iPad, and I hope that's a quick and easy way of you being able to pick up these worksheets, use them right away, and embed retrieval into your classroom at quite short notice. So they can be used as a starter, as a plenary, as a task within your lesson, or even as an extension task or homework as well.